I hate Archwing. I absolutely despise this thing, and I'm relatively new to Warframe. I haven't played Archwing a whole lot, and I haven't played a whole lot of missions. I've played a couple of missions so far, but from what I can tell, this thing is the most annoying pile of shit that I've ever played with in any game that I've ever played before. It is extremely irritating. Maybe that's just because I have only started playing a couple of missions, and maybe I need to give it more time to get used to it, or maybe it's going to get better later on, and maybe there will be some missions that will be better with it down the line. But from what I've heard, that's not necessarily the case, so I'm kind of just sitting here thinking this thing really is not good. It's not even necessarily the concept that's bad behind it. The concept's actually really cool. I actually really like the idea of this thing, but the execution is done horribly. The controls are so fucked up, and the way you move about with this thing just feels so uncomfortable. You feel like you're not fluid. Whenever you play a normal mission of Warframe, whenever you're just running about in the ground, you can do your slide, your dash, your jump, you can do everything that you normally do in this game. It feels fluid, it feels good, it feels smooth, it feels like you're in control of your character and what you're doing. With the Archwing, it feels like you're a fucked up chicken running around with his head cut off, and it's not fun. It's not fun whatsoever, and it brings an experience so unenjoyable, because I was just playing a mission there and I got so irritated at these little like blue ball things. It was like a rush mission. These little like blue balls give off this like blue laser that holds you back, and it was the most irritating pile of shit that I've ever experienced. I do not like video games that piss me off in that way. I just don't like it. It's not even necessarily that it's hard, which it is a little bit hard. It is very irritating because the control scheme is so fucked up. The problem with it comes is that it's just so goddamn irritating to begin with. The concept of the mission is to rush to an objective. You're being timed based on getting there in time, and if you don't, mission failed. You're done. That's the mission over. Not to mention, when you actually get there, you have to shoot these little like floating laser things that are keeping these spaceships alive or something. You have to kill 2 of them, which, yeah, they aren't that hard to kill. They don't have that much health, but they are kind of irritating the way they're floating about, and just the control scheme of the Archwing. It's so fucking irritating to control this thing, trying to steer around and trying to balance yourself pretty much, because you move so fast and you're basically going all over the place. As I said, you feel like you have no control over your character, what your character's movement is and how you're moving about, and just you feel like you're just bouncing all over the place and you can't really control yourself. But then you have to try to at least stop 2 of these things to pass this mission. It was so goddamn irritating, because these things go relatively fast. You have to kill these 2 things and destroy the thing itself, which whenever you take down the shields, the thing dies extremely fast, but you have to do that within literally about like 5-10 seconds before they take off, and there's 3 of them to do, and you have to do at least 2 of them, I think, to pass the mission, which is, it's just insane. It's very irritating, and that's not necessarily just this mission alone. I'm talking about this mission because this mission I was doing, and it did my fucking head in. It didn't even take that long to complete. Like, it took, I think, 4 tries to complete. Yeah, that's probably really bad, but considering this game, most of the game is quite easy. I like the way Warframe's easy. I think that's one of the things I really like about the game. I like the way I can just chillax, sit back, and feel like a total badass killing people, and just feel good, because whenever you are just slicing through enemies, wave after wave after wave of enemies, it feels fucking awesome. And that's one of the things that I love about this game. That's one of those things that this game does really good. But the Archwing just, it doesn't feel right. The control scheme is so fucked up in it, and I think that's the hard part of it. The control scheme is just, it's not in the right place, that it makes it so irritating. And them little blue ball things were so irritating, holding you back, and being able to trying to kill them things with your Archwing weapon. Also, your Archwing sensitivity is different from your standard sensitivity, so you had to go into options and change that, which I couldn't even find it at first initially, and I was thinking, why is my sensitivity so high with this thing? I feel like I'm moving at like a million miles an hour. It really didn't feel good. But then after I changed it definitely did help, but the control scheme alone is just, it's not good. It's really, really not good. You feel like you're a chicken running around with his head cut off, but the control scheme itself and just the way you move, the way, like, whenever you hit the movement keys, or if you're playing on console using your stick, I play on PC, so I hit WASD or whatever it is, whenever you hit them, you feel as though your character is going all over the place. You feel as though you're going back and forth and sideways. You feel as though you're going way too fast, and faster than you naturally should be, and it's very hard to control your character. It's very hard to be able to slow down. I don't even know really how to slow down. Maybe I just don't have the controls down, and maybe there is a button to be able to help steady yourself better, but even when you are moving slower, still the controls just feel very wonky. It just doesn't feel polished. It doesn't feel good. So much of this game feels polished, and it feels so good. I love this game, and I think it's an amazing game, especially for a free-to-play game, but the Archwing is so fucking stupid. I hate this thing. I really am disliking this thing, which does kind of suck, because initially in my first mission playing it, it wasn't even that bad. Sure, I did find it definitely uncomfortable, and I can tell the control scheme was absolutely fucked, but at the same time, I kind of just pushed through it, and I actually thought it was kind of fun, besides, of course, the sensitivity as well. It wasn't too bad to play with it, but especially after playing the second mission here, I've really started to begin noticing this thing is so not good. It's so not fun, and especially considering the fact that there's a lot of missions, especially main story quest missions, that require you to actually use this thing, I can see that being quite irritating. So I really don't know how this is going to go down. Hopefully it is better. Maybe it will get better over time. Maybe I will be able to control this thing better, so I will be able to use it, hopefully, but for now it's really not in a good state. Anyway guys, so pretty much all I want to talk about in today's video. If you are new to the channel, make sure to leave a like and possibly subscribe if you want to see more content from me. So yeah, I'll hopefully see you guys next one. Peace out.